Uh, Hello, welcome back to the Scalect Civil War. Where we last left our heroes, they've been going through their downtime and enjoying their time they have off. Whilst everyone else is getting ready for a wedding, Itshi and Druko, along with Peepers, decided to go into the Ironwood Forest towards Pronima's shrine, as Itshi wants to learn about her armor. And Druko says he knows the way. Not fully knowing Itshi, not fully knowing what Druko has done previously, but Druko, in full in mind, knows what he's done and is taking her with him anyways.
Yeah. Look,
To...
he never said how he'd know the way to the shrine. He just said he'd know the way. Now, if that involves them getting taken there by force by a bunch of angry druids, he didn't technically lie. He just withheld prior information.
Alright. And as you traverse through the forests, the sounds of whispers and movement all around you continues as you travel. You feel like you're being watched, Itshi, the whole time. Druko is expecting this, so I'm not really going to explain that part. He also feels the same way, but he knows why he feels that way. As you're traveling, you hear a voice yell from above, "Halt! Step any further, and there will be consequences."
I want to say some smart-ass shit like the dog puts exactly one paw forward. But
Outsiders to this forest. Yeah. You're traveling with someone wanted in these forests.
She looks at you. What the fuck did you do?
I didn't do a shit. Talk to
Don't sound
Rakan
like
and
it.
the other dipshits.
For such things, we will have to be taking you both. Cooperate, and you may live.
Itshi, you want to do an insight check?
Sure. Game's still paused.
I mean, it'd be against his passive deception, which is 14.
-1.
You get the distinct feeling he might have seen this coming, and this might have been what he meant by "I know the way to the shrine," but you can't really confirm that suspicion.
Will you comply?
I will comply. I did not come here to cause harm or anything. I only came for knowledge.
Right.
I have no reason not to comply.
You feel, well, you watch as a bunch of the foliage starts to wrap around the both of you. And everything goes dark, and then you appear almost spat out. I hope this map is just, yeah, full vision. Good. You're surrounded by hunters and knights all around you.
sits.
Dog sits. Okay.
Yep. Dog lays down.
Game paused.
Game not
Okay.
paused.
What brings you into my forests? You wear the armor of my knights. Yet I have never seen you in my forests before.
Exactly. I happened to find this armor, and I wanted to learn more about it.
Oh?
Yes, all roads seem to point here, basically.
You do not come with the other perpetrators, just one. There are several.
Him? I don't know what he did. He just said he knew the way. And he offered to guide me in spite of knowing, from the sounds of it, he caused a problem.
As I said, I didn't cause any problems. Take that up with the current pillar of war and Rakond.
What?
They slaughtered a bunch of my guardians of the forest. All for an airship that was left in our forests?
No, a very particular minor pillar wanted something there. I don't think we actually found what she actually wanted, though we did find a realm shard of the wake. And that sword points to the Soul Reaver.
It's in her bag. You don't see that.
Alright, you fucking hoard items.
Well, it's
supposed to be
not-
smaller.
The Soul Reaver is not as you think it is.
Well,
Look, I work for the Thieves. I used to work for the Thieves Guild. I am used to going on jobs, getting in and out undetected. You want to talk about all the dead knights? You take it up with them. They're the dipshits who kept stomping around the place.
my main concern is that of a sort of favor to forgiveness. All of that happened when I was split. And you say you did this for a minor pillar?
It would have been Viara. They were looking for something.
As you... I can only guess you were manipulated by some god for stupid reasons. Mortal things that I don't understand.
Oh, no, I needed money so that I could looks at side glances at the fucking Naga. Eliminate a royal bloodline.
So, petty mortal things.
Less petty, more justified actions. They were slaving people. A lot.
You were talking about me, right? Sorry. got distracted by rains.
Basilisk, more in general.
To be fair, if we had an alternative source of food for the Great Devourer that was underneath our estate, we would have taken it. Well, my father would have, I hope.
What is your leader willing to do to pay for the damages done? I don't care about money. We more care about what you could do.
I don't think Rakan was willing to do anything to make up for those actions. He just kind of brushed over the fact that it happened.
Itchi shrugs. Honestly, this is the first time I'm hearing of this.
That's not true. You read the journals in the laboratory before it exploded.
Did it refer
Information
to that?
was in the journals.
Yes.
It's been a long while.
That's okay.
Oh, right. Fucking bird brains log.
Yeah, Nostradamus's logs.
I can at least say that. Actually, do we even know what happened to Nostradamus?
He's
No clue.
under the thumb of Rakan and is on a tight leash.
Oh, I thought he would have been killed by that.
Well, in
wanted
technicality, by tight leash, I mean he's currently in jail until the war is over, and then he's gonna be properly going through the legal system and given justice of whatever punishment is deemed suitable for his actions.
They do have the one that was causing havoc here for a long time in custody.
Oh.
The one pretending to be one of your druids.
She turns to Shwumi. Would that one be suffice as payment, allowing us to punish them? It was that mage that was slaughtering our people, pretending to be one of ours. I think they rolled with the group for a bit and then started continuing. I think his actions maybe are more up there than what they did on a small scale.
Oh, he's also the guy who caused the laboratory to explode in your forest.
Oh, yeah, the first one. The
Yeah.
second one.
That fucking dipshit.
The
we were
first,
still in it.
second one.
Second one. No, the first one was caused. Again, take that up with the Pillar of War. Fucking idiot.
As Archdruid, you have jurisdiction in these areas. Do you want justice for the majority that were, or just the small crimes the group did?
One moment. It would be better to get the one who persisted to be the problem afterwards.
She will nod. The Archdruid deems that we will forgive your previous crimes if you can bring us the one who caused the continuation of slaughter, and we will provide justice.
Done.
Done.
Hey, he's not going through Rakan with this. He'll fucking do it himself. He does not fucking care.
Oh, he's gonna steal him. Honestly, Druko now definitely could probably do that, yeah.
He's gonna fucking square up with the mage in the basement.
Who's technically under restricted magic.
Oh. Itshi disappeared for a moment.
Yeah.
I just swapped because that's what she's actually wearing.
Alright, and to answer this one's reasonings for being here. Your armor is that of what my knights wear. It is a protective armor given to them when I was... before I split. But now I'm whole again. Your armor allows you to provide your... giving the energies and magics of nature to allow yourself to become larger.
Larger than I already am. I've experienced that.
Allowing you to stop those who harm nature in grasp of nature, to not let them get away. But it can be charged with the natural ley lines and improved if you, well, if the armor deems you worthy. It
Yeah,
will
it's a
only
shame.
bind with those it binds itself with become lawfully guided to the nature or laws of nature. Protect nature, restore places that have been extremely damaged, and the armor will reward you.
I see.
Though that armor
doesn't-
is much, much older.
Yes, a shame a lost artifact fell into the hands of House Basilisk.
To be fair, I used to run through my forests with carts all the way to the city to the south. The one bustling with thieves, merchants, mercenaries.
Yes,
All
and we no
sorts
longer.
of ne'er-do-wells. But they know not to go too deep into my forests. Well, the basilisks use the northern shore route to their keep. There used to be a town up there, but the Inquisitors burned it down.
Yeah, well, the Inquisitors shouldn't be a problem anymore, for the most part. The Von Chadras, for the most part, we don't know where their head is. The heads of the family are, but they're for the most part dismantled.
The Empire to the east has closed its borders. My druids can't access their forests anymore. Apparently, they're under a new empress who's deemed that she is going to save their empire and grow it into a much better place. I find that interesting. Mortals are moving up. This one is not of, well, From what I heard, she was a elf who started standing up for the people, helping the citizens with the damages caused by a aberrant creature that leveled the entire capital city, killing 90% of its citizens, including the king.
Oh. Oh,
Apparently caused
It's not
by the
good.
pillars and their champions.
is that what the news down the grapevine, as it were, or is that what
That is
actually
what
happened?
this. That is what the information I've received from them. That is what they've been saying. Seeing as we're
I
not
don't
allowed
think.
in to the forests anymore, I can't say for sure whether that is true or not.
Mm,
What were they? What were the champions of the pillars even doing there to begin with?
Destroying a aberrant threat, but they let it, well, collapse the city. And now it lives in that city. Still a problem left behind by the champions. That is what they say, though. Whether it is true or not, I cannot say, as I have not been able to access that area, as it is not my domain, but that of the Fae.
yes, we need to figure out how to unhook it from where it's been placed. If the Sylvans want to keep the Fey world, that's fine. They can keep it on the proper plane itself then. It doesn't belong here.
No. But without access to it, I can't really do much. And, good luck dealing with some of the courts of the Fae.
Mm.
I'm sure if we had someone like, Hyliax, I'm sure it could happen again. He was a good envoy.
I believe he's still on the Pillars Island, last I heard.
Yes, he has a house, but he still lives in there.
Hmm.
Well, I have the information I desired. I thank you for your time.
Bring,
I wouldn't.
whenever you can, bring the perpetrator here to the forests, and we'll take it from there. And then you are forgiven. My knights and hunters and guardians will not attack you when you enter these forests, or your former compatriots, other than the one.
As for, well, you, Blue Scale, you have other things to atone for.
Mm. I don't think I've ever done anything to you. I don't think I've ever done anything to
Your
the
family
druid.
sold me to Dr. Esker,
Oh,
along with 149 others who are now dead.
well, that's tragic. And
Someone needs to answer for that crime, whether it be you or one of your other family members.
mm, You know that's arbitrary, right? To answer for one's crimes when you can't truly quantify such crimes. Sure, I can understand. You and your kin that were sold or yes, was by my family and were, I guess, killed by Dr. Esker. But I understand where you might have some feelings about my family, but to be quite fair, my family was just doing business, to put it very bluntly. Whether or not I approve of the business is needed. You want some sort of payment, but to be quite honest, my family has not much to give.
It is a good thing that the payment I seek isn't monetary or material. It is simply symbolic.
Same, like what?
Wear the brand of your family as a mark of shame. The one that your family put on thousands.
Really? I understand the symbology behind it, but that does nothing.
To you, maybe. To be honest, if this was 5 years ago, I would have killed you the moment you stepped in the forest. However, I got my pound of flesh, as it were, with Esker. Like I said, if it's not you, it'll be someone else of your blood.
To be quite honest, my sisters don't deserve it. My mother most certainly doesn't deserve it. She's been trapped somewhere for a while now. I mean, you could probably do it to my father, but to be perfectly honest, I think enough has been done to him. He's still in a coma.
Being bound to the service of a patron and doing horrible things does not excuse the action. There
No,
have been
but
plenty who have done service in the name of gods and patrons.
yes, and to be fair, the patron made him go mad. I'd say the madness is at least liable for some lesson punishment. Look, truly, you want to brand someone of my family. And to be quite honest, I don't like that thought. Truly. Branding someone? If you and your people who went through such a thing, I would think you would at least learn that doing the same to others won't help anybody. You'll just continue the cycle of hatred, even if it is such a small, insignificant way. And maybe one day, whichever of these family members of mine might have enough and seek recompense as well. Why not just bury the hatchet now and not do it?
If it were just my kin that were sold, I'd agree with you. You have ruined the lives of many across the entire world. Sooner or later, if your crimes do not go unpunished, someone else is going to take more drastic measures. Hell, the one you traveled with up until recently has been actively trying to dismantle your family's empire.
Yes, I know. Somebody's calling my house phone.
You still have a house phone?
Yes, I have a house.
Cringe.
Hey, continue.
Does Cat want French fries?
Sorry, the phone distracted me. So where are we?
And their point still stands.
To be fair, as I stated originally, if there was some alternative food source, I sure my family would have taken it. To the
If it
great
was
devour.
just that, I would agree. Your family took it further. You sold people as if they were cattle. You sold them to the people performing wildly unethical experimentation, completely unrestricted under both the current rulers of the Scalect Dominion and even Urian during his reign.
Which,
You are just as responsible for the spread of suffering as they were.
then you should truly bite it off at the head, not me. My family was allowed to do it. And whether or not you agree with it, it was legal business, despite what harm it may have, and harm and suffering it may have caused. I'm not saying it was right. I'm just saying it was legal. Now, as I said, my whole family's operation has been dismantled. The Great Devourer, been killed. Father, thrown in prison, experimented on himself. Still in a coma, after I rescued him. Sisters, rescued from a school that was keeping them hostage. Like, trust me, my family is suffering as it is. If you really want recompense, you should really go for the head, as it were. The ones who allowed this to even happen in the first place. Because truthfully, my family is just a middleman.
I feel like I should
I
ask
mean,
for a persuasion check at disadvantage.
in your eyes, before you were even born, the original king did restrict your family. As also they gave us this land, these forests here that we have now.
The original king? You're not talking about Urian, right?
I am talking about Urian.
That man stole the throne from my family.
Yes, he was a manipulative tyrant, but he did keep all the tribes in line. After his death, your restrictions became unrestricted, and your family became greedy and started doing more under the guess. You're blaming the new king for their lack of rules.
Now, to be fair, I'm also blaming the Great Devourer, who caused my father to go mad and lose whatever wisdom he had, which then flowed into my older sister, who was learning directly from him. So it's a nature versus nurture kind of argument. My sister was raised in an environment where such was allowed. I was also raised in such an environment, but at the very least, I was more caring to my siblings and didn't really care about the family business.
So you never partaked?
No. I was practically most of my life at home, besides when I at school and such. I had to take care of my younger siblings after the mother disappeared.
All right. find a way to release all that are left in your... Does your family have any more currently in cycle?
If
Not
they
some-
do, they're breaking rules that were signed in the treaty.
Yes, there's that. My older sister's been bound by contract that our family business is no longer allowed. Which, if is broken, her soul is taken by a demon or devil. So not very happy about. Also restricts certain actions from the entirety of the Basilisk family. And many slaves that were still holding have been released. If there are any more, not to my knowledge, or probably my sister's knowledge. Because to be quite fair, like I said, my family's kind of been fucked over. Hell, our estate apparently is overrun by twin-headed drakes or some shit.
There
So
are
that's where
Dragon
they've been
King.
coming from.
Yes, no longer carts in that area. Now it's drakes. Good information to know.
I don't even know where they came from. Well, unlikely, but unless maybe the tunnel that the Great Devourer made was followed back through. I don't know.
It led to somewhere, right?
Yes. Apparently there was this dragon over on some island that was big and powerful, and I told him about it, and he went off to go and try and eat it. Wait a minute.
I think for now, your family has been suffering enough. Do not worry about branding of sorts. That contract seems to be enough to keep you all from making the same mistakes and wrongdoings again. But under one condition.
What might that be?
Take out your current tyrant in that Scalect domain.
That is... Tyrant? You mean the current king?
King and 3 queens, yes.
It's
And
kind of
he has
deep.
3 queens.
Yeah,
I mean, Coldrex doesn't even get 3
Dickhead.
queens.
they did.
Well, I mean, how much... Do you know about the little organization he or group he is a part of and that I am a part of? What's going on over in the Scalect Dominion? Have you heard a word of what's going on over there?
I heard there is a war, but no country declared it.
It's a civil war.
Not of our business, as long as it doesn't bleed into our territory.
Well, it shouldn't. If it does, something's wrong, or there's another enemy of some kind. Hey. Again,
What?
It would be so funny to turn Peepers back into what he used to be.
Oh, I've been waiting for them to address the many-eyed dog in the room.
the Feywild-looking many-eyed dog.
The fucking corrupted aberration dog who looks like it's consumed Fey blood. Oh.
Don't worry about them. Ah, there we are. The
They were always
fangs.
there.
It used
They
to be
were always
this.
I thought that was a tree.
Oh, I have many protections in these forests. Your aberration, though unnatural. Doesn't
I could
seem
use-
to be connected in any threads or ways to its creator. As long as it
That
doesn't
was intentional.
spread its kind on my world, it is free to be.
He's just
She
going to-
doesn't know that there's stuff in the Feywilds, because remember, she can't see into those forests because it's not of her domain.
He's just gonna look down at Peepers. You didn't plan on having. I don't know how you replicate.
I replicate by bite.
Hmm. I want to speak mechanically here for a moment. Nikki, what would be the benefits and what would be the pros and cons of reverting it back to a fang?
Pros? It would be a large wolf that can turn into a huge wolf by enlarging itself, just like the armor does, and it can swallow things whole. Gets multiple bite attacks. And it would have keen hearing and smell. It wouldn't have it would lose most of its abilities, but would be more intelligent, slightly stronger, but other than that, not really. In technicality, be weaker.
Speed?
Yes, it would have a fly speed.
I mean, flying mount for the ranged combatant sounds pretty dope. However, he does lose a lot of his capability, including his stun.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Soul? Is that a worthwhile trade-off, or do we keep the weird dog?
That's up to you. It's your dog.
Keep the dog.
I'm pretty sure Peepers at this point is canonically the last of his kind.
Canonically, yes. Last one on Narracop. The other ones died. Even the spawn he made in the Feywild, they're essentially gone at this point. Because those ones can't duplicate.
You're telling me I could have had a Peepers hive mind?
It would have been hard to continue it because different realm, they lost access. Yeah, I know it's a little weird.
I think we'll just keep Peepers as he is. Oh yeah, about what time of day is it? Or is this under an entire canopy?
Pardon?
What time of day is it?
Under a canopy.
Damn it.
But, Shumi would know what time of day it is.
Well, I mean, technically, daytime whenever the fuck they want it to be. They could summon a mode of the sun.
Yeah. But they would know that it's like midday, early afternoon.
Mm. Well, let's see. We found out about the armor. They named their price. The contract seems to be sufficient punishment.
We're down here for the most part, unless you want to do something else.
I mean, not here specifically. He'd want to talk to Itshi on, like, the couple of day trip back to the keep. So Niggy wants to clear out put us in a clear part of the map and place down a campfire. That'd be fine.
When did I do that?
So, yes, Druko.
I find it funny that you mentioned the contract specifically, seeing as though you're still pissed about it.
Yes, I don't like but despite what my older sister had me done, she is still my older sister, and I care about my family very dearly, despite what's some of them may have done. The fact that my sister's life is on the line, just by any of the basilisks doing certain actions, yes, pisses me off.
It is a shame we haven't really had a proper chance to talk, because in observing you, we think a lot similarly than you might expect. Especially when it comes to certain aspects of this whole coup d'etat, as it were.
And what may that be?
That Rakan is unfit to rule a country, let alone a rebellion.
Well, I can't say yes or no to that. You know why.
I don't need you to confirm it. You have a passive aura of disdain around him. Though I don't think anyone else has quite picked up on it.
Well, I can agree with you on that.
On the topic of your contract, though, what's funny is he never bothered to read the whole thing, and quite frankly, neither did your sister.
To be fair, I think my sister just let herself be taken by fate, as it were. You did put us all in a bind.
Though she was dumb enough to bring slaves to Luna Vale, I wasn't going to pass up the opportunity dropped in my lap. Regardless, the contract has a very specific clause at the end that I may or may not have put in as a backdoor to get out of it myself, but it can be broken as long as two of the three parties that signed make a blood pact.
What kind of blood pact?
That is where you and I would have to negotiate terms. At this point, what's done is done. Your family's business has been dismantled, and by the looks of things, there is no current interest to regain it. However, your sister is bound to a marriage that she doesn't want, in a throne that should be hers technically by blood right. However, I don't trust her anywhere near power given her behavior in the bazaar. Father has spent too long under the manipulation of a creature bending his mind. I don't think he'd be able to create sound rule, but your mother, on the other hand, she was respected before. I have a feeling that she'd be respected now, after the current rulers are built.
I'm inclined to agree, yes. But I don't believe my mother is in the desire of wanting to rule after everything. I think at the moment, she was more caring about my siblings than some position.
Isn't that the funny thing about leadership? It always clings to those who don't want it. And those who don't want power tend to wield it responsibly.
Maybe, perhaps.
In terms of getting you out of this contract, there's only one thing that I want, and that is to deal with and that is finishing things with your father. Regardless of the fact that he was influenced, he still ordered crimes against my people that he needs to answer to.
And so what do you desire of him then?
A conversation, nothing more. I want to know whether he did so of his own accord or if his madness drove him to it, but you don't get to order the slaughter of young children and the unborn and walk away clean.
If it's a conversation for clarifying details and such, I can arrange that, but father still needs to wake up from his coma.
Hmm.
He has been out for quite some time, despite things.
You know, if he made those orders and the madness had nothing to do with it, he has to answer for that.
I understand that. As much
we
as I
have
wish to
an
protect my family, even I can understand that.
You let me have that conversation, and we determine whether or not he faces the rest of his life in prison due to it. Your sister is no longer bound. and the blood and the bad blood between us ends. We go our separate ways after this entire affair is done with.
I assume you're referring to the rebellion.
Yes.
I'm okay with these terms of the deals, but I would like something out of it. A favor.
And
That
what would
will-
that be?
Just a favor. I can't go into specifics until certain things are done.
Mm.
But I think you can guess what it might.
Then let us solidify a deal so that we can speak plainly. Nikki, how does a magically binding blood pact work in your setting?
Both parties have to declare that they are making a blood pact, and they have to say the person's real name. If one side doesn't say the other person's real name, the contract goes sour. They have to declare that they're creating a blood pact with that person. And they have to clasp hands while saying it. With, well, obviously a cut across the hand.
Right.
Now, this would
Is
be
there
really
any-
hard for Victor to do because he has healing factor. I'm just kidding.
You have to perpetuate. You have to keep a blade like strapped to his hand. Yeah. Man, it's funny that this character's real name is just Druko. Oh, hold on. Let me just.
She has part of the gauntlet on her right arm retract. She'll pull out.
Uses
The
the
Withering
fucking
Dragon.
Blade of Mercy, instantly cauterizes the wound. Fuck!
Yeah,
Does it?
Yep.
Oh, it does fire. Hold
it's
on,
blood
wrong-
flames. Your
Wrong.
blood is literally on fire. Here, just use
Wrong.
my sword.
Here, no.
You
wait.
can slice your hand on an arrow bolt.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna. Hold on, we just.
We're intentionally trying not to hurt her. I suppose you could just take damage. You don't need to take like 13. Dear God.
Ow.
Alright, fine. That's how you
Hands fucking profusely bleeding. Oh. And now I have a headache.
Ah! Oh, that hurts.
Alrighty, one moment. I gotta go pee.
Here, Andy will be used to signify our hands are holding as he will suddenly just jump onto our hands.
He is the magic conduit. He's like a fucking battery.
He then starts just webbing up our hands.
I don't think your familiar is very bright.
Oh, he's just making art. We now have nice silk bow tying our hand.
So the dwarf, huh?
What, the one back at the bar?
Yeah.
Yeah, what about him?
I don't know. I didn't think you'd be into the short and stocky type.
What? Where'd you get that?
We are talking about Ruby, correct?
Ruby is not a dwarf.
Could have sworn they said I could have sworn
Oh.
Nikki said they were a dwarf.
No, they're a fire genasi. Can't you tell?
Huh. No, that makes a bit more sense.
Yes.
Also, what is up with the sudden,
Oh, being cute, large?
I mean, I was trying not to insinuate you'd grown fat, but yes.
Well, I'm not fat. I've actually grown. So you know that primal magic that I typically do to grow large when I'm fighting. You've probably seen it a few times when I'm like practicing and all that.
Yeah.
I think I've become so infused by that magic that I am stuck this way. I feel like I am part giant.
Hmm. Are you sure one of your ancestors didn't get a little too frisky with a Goliath?
I have no earthly idea. But primal magic is weird to begin with. Speaking of which, what is up with you? You're
What do you
young.
mean?
Last I checked, you were literally kind of on your deathbed.
Oh, you mean
Or
a
prepared.
shriveled, sad, pathetic old man?
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out there are some potions that really, really do some work on your age. I don't think I remember the last time I didn't feel dry, like a prune.
I see. But hey, the benefit of being stuck this size is when I use the armor, I actually grow huge. I am a literal walking menace.
What was
So do we
Druko
need to-
again?
Huh?
176.
Alright, if Druko's been around a lot, and if Druko does not have the intelligence, never mind.
What? I have 7 intelligence, you know this. The dog is smarter than I am.
Itshi.
Yes.
I want you to roll a history check.
One of my friends gives me advantage. Just me. I wish there was a way to mark that I have advantage on these. D&D Beyond does it.
We do not talk about the accursed website.
Look, despite... it's a good website, I think. Nope, just straight. Damn!
History 23. Okay. So essentially this. Before Urian and during Urian's reign, Yuan Ti, especially the one that you come from, the ones who practice runes would always become one of the larger ones and were used during the early days of war because they were very good warriors until the Azorians were created and all that stuff. A lot of them then retired because they were quite old. You probably researching about ancient or like the legacy things, you picked it up yourself, learning of the runes, but throughout your travels through the Scalect Dominion, you've seen old ass runes that the Yuan Ti used to use.
Yeah, I think my pilgrimage across, well, I call it a pilgrimage, but travels across the Scalect Dominion. Yeah, I think I just naturally have garnered the knowledge of the old ways. And in turn, the old ways have affected me. I think that's why I'm stuck like this. Hey, it's not bad. A bit annoying when trying to go into certain buildings, but
Hmm.
anywho. So to the thing.
Do we need to
Itchi
make-
doesn't have any like middle names. Like because it's not like Von Chandra. It's
Well,
just
you would be the third daughter of House Basilisk.
no, so like Itchi, third daughter of House Basilisk. I mean, do you want to roleplay this, or do we just want to be like,
I think we could just agree that it happens,
okay,
Hey, you guys.
unless there's any role equivalent to whether or not it works.
There's no role equivalent, just this. As you guys clasp hands, a symbol appears on the backhand of each of your hands.
Oh, that's no. I believe I'll be the 12th person.
And it always differs per region that you do this in. You guys decide to stay in the Wildlands Forest to do this. Therefore, the symbol of Pronema appears on your hands.
Neat.
and I guess this is meant to mark who is looking over the deal.
Correct.
I suppose.
All right. Is there a way to tell that the devil understands that the contract is now null and void?
It was written in his contract.
I just can't be too safe. It's literally the soul of my sister on the line.
You know what? I reach into my bag to grab my version of the contract. Has it turned to dust or something?
You start pulling it out, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck is he? There he is.
Oh.
He will grab the contract as you pull it out, and you'll watch it burn. And I thought at least the someone would break it.
I'm surprised you didn't try to get to me on any technicalities.
Words are words, actions mean more. I am no genie. Genies like to read between lines. Don't trust the Fae or genies. At least you know a Defer's word is true.
They feel quite literally.
Eh,
Again, surprised neither of you read that little stipulation, though I did hide it in the back.
yeah,
Under
to be fair, I was
very
also a
small-
bit. To be fair, I was also a bit mad.
Hmm.
Both in the term of the emotion and the state.
So what is this favor you want?
You were saying my mother should take the throne. I'm a bit of disagreement. I believe my mother doesn't wish for such a position and wishes to rest, be with the rest of my family after such trials and tribulations that it has faced.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the smartest, perhaps not the wisest, perhaps not the most charismatic, or any of such in between. But I wish to reclaim what should have been my family's to begin. I want the throne.
I think that those you travel with would heavily disagree with that idea.
I am of the same understanding. I am not. I have tried to test their faith, and every single time they seem to believe Rakan is the one, either because they are being paid to work or something else entirely that I can't comprehend. But ultimately, when the time comes to it, their actions will speak louder than words. I know I have not been the best of people. Have not done the best of actions in front of them either, yes. But I would hope that perhaps they would have my back in the end, but even I am not too certain of such. So simply put, I wish for your help to claim the throne. I wish for help to make sure that Rakan doesn't get it, whether that is by him being put in prison, death. I truthfully don't believe he should be on the throne. I see too much qualities of his father. Yes. And I've tried to make that opinion shown to my compatriots, my friends. I do not believe they fully comprehend in Rakan's actions, but that is to be seen. I obviously can't act without assurance that they won't just rat me out. No offense to them.
What you need to do is you need to prove that he is incompetent, or that he's either being actively manipulated or has the capacity to be manipulated by those of his father's previous reign. And that's the one who used to be his first bride is an excellent example of that. Do you know how that happened? Why they're no longer the elf?
You mean Navera's mother, I believe?
No.
Yeah,
the one that clinged to his side before your sister signed the contract. I believe her name was Suya.
Oh, the one that
stole from you.
Yeah, and the one that apparently isn't Sua anymore, but combines with. What the fuck was even that?
Von Lugarth caught one of Urian's Obsidian Assembly agents in the Iron Will Forest. He brought them back to stand trial, and instead of executing them like any reasonable person, Rakan decided to keep them around and put them in the same cell as Suya. Apparently, their souls were connected in some way, and they combined into that freak of nature.
So it is not necessarily entire one or the other. There's some.
One personality may be dominant. I have not been able to determine which. However, we don't necessarily need to prove it. We just need to prove that they can manipulate him into doing what Urian's holdouts want.
Perhaps.
That would force Navera's hand because she doesn't want another Urian in control.
That was actually something I was going to bring up. I plan to talk with Nevera soon. Perhaps after the wedding. I don't want to have her in a sour mood. I don't want her to be in a sour mood during that occasion. That is a special occasion for Biran and Alencia. I don't want to try to ruin it in some way, but I do think talking to Nevera is something that needs to be done. Even I have perhaps not spoken to her much throughout the past couple of years, but I do believe, as you said, she does not want another Urian. And I do think she can see it, but she is willing to turn a blind eye because they are family. Simply, I'm going to insinuate she should really just do what's best for her family, not Rakan. But we have a long week of travel to talk this over, because I'm not going to throw it to the other people in this group.
It is sufficient time to plan. Besides, it's not like I don't have contingencies in case things don't go our way. Still have the mercenaries, after all.
Yeah, I have made my own dealings.
You know, if this whole thing never have happened, you would have made a great agent of the Thieves Guild.
No. I'd probably become some sort of... Honestly, I don't know what I would have been at this point. I was mainly taking care of my sisters, and then I was taking care of my brother, and then my brother ran off, which you apparently know where he is. But
Your brother wants nothing to do with your family.
But he's still my brother, and I worry about it. Sure, he doesn't want anything to do with the family, like, business. I can understand that, but we are still family, despite what my father may have done. And
according to him, he saw something in the basement of your household that drove him off.
Probably the Great Devourer.
He didn't seem interested in contacting any of you last I spoke to him, and perhaps things have changed. I don't know. What I do know is that he has surrounded himself with those plenty capable of keeping him alive.
That's good, at least. Hey, you take first watch. I'm going to sleep.
Wait, we don't need the dog.
Yes. The Doog. What the fuck? There we go. No.
Why does it keep changing back?
Because I switched the map.
Yeah, because the Itchi token on this map didn't have the art on. Somebody reverted it.
Oh no, we're stuck outside the map.
It's fine, we're gone. What's the other people doing?
That's what I'm getting to. Hey, Biran.
Hmm?
Yeah. What are you doing during this time?
I mean, pretty much everything I'm going to be doing is going to be wedding prep.
Yeah.
really gotta love
Fiore comes back every once in a while and shows using a certain spell to show you what she's done. She found a small little pond with a flower bed surrounding it, an area with some tree lines and stuff, and then she built chairs, an archway with flowers all around it, with some fancy fireflies and a lamp that she'll release after the ceremony's done. She just needs a guest list.
I think we already got that established with what we saw earlier.
Oh yeah, no, I was just making part of that. So you would have given her that. She'll go off and collect.
Of course, he'll help her in any way he can. He's not gonna just like make her do everything, even though she's kind of gung ho about it already.
She's in full mom mode. Alrighty, so you're just prepping more stuff.
Pretty much, it's just gonna be full on prep mode until it happens. Since can't really do anything else, otherwise I'd probably be spending time with Alencia since she's also doing that, and they're not here. So
yeah. And Hop went to go do other things.
Pop is still on his little trip.
Ulla.
he went searching for his eyes.
He went to find Zur, the exotic merchant.
Oh,
Heard he had a good
that's
deal
gonna be
this
after
week.
the ceremony.
Exotic merchant? You
Wait, are we
mean
talking
like this
about
guy?
Sir E. Calente, or whatever his name is? Calente?
Caliente.
Yeah, I have his business. Ulla has his business card.
His business card.
That's what it gave us at the end. That's what it gave us, and then it disappeared. So I just kept it because there was other things. I remember it did a bunch of other things that it could help us, and Ulla was interested in it.
It's still one of my favorite NPCs to discover. He's just in a cage because the guy didn't know it was alive.
What's up, like right apartment? Thanks for the hotel stay. What? Yeah, Suri Caliente may not be the smartest cookie, but he knows his business now. What does he sell? Even he doesn't know.
He just reaches into the bag and stuff appears.
He may not know what he's selling, but he's pretty good at selling whatever it is. But what does Ulla do for the time being?
I have a question kind of out of character. I know Vishara wants us to find its heads. I'm just wondering if that's something Ulla could do alone, or they'd have to do as a party.
So
That's actually
I'm
the
not
next
sure.
arc.
Oh, okay. Okay, never mind that, because she wants
But-
to restore this dragon because she dragon too.
yeah,
She
well,
helped
so
him in.
the issue is where the heads are located.
Yeah,
One-
no, that's what I was wondering. Is that a venture Eula could take on her own, or is that like story connected to
Probably not
the
within a
session?
A few are story connected, and some of them are really out of the way.
Well, that's one of the main things she's focusing on. Is she's trying to find this dragon's heads.
we have the
because it's
location.
Yeah, I wrote on. She wrote down locations in her journal. But also she's like a bunch of stuff she wants to ask Shara about the dragon she changed into. Because we had that one history check in one of the battles, and she was very confused, and she wanted to know more about it. But generally, it's talking to Vishara, learning her languages, and helping at the wedding as she can, just because she actually is fond of Valencia and Biran.
Oh shit.
What?
Oh.
What?
I just realized one of the locations is actually if things happen in a certain way. Let's hope you guys do not get to the Bone Lands during that excursion out into Argus Isles.
Ah, the new group. I see.
The Bone Zone.
Yeah, Smoke and Mirrors campaign that I'm gonna be starting.
What day is that being held?
Tuesdays at 11 my time. Because I can sleep
So,
normally on the regular days.
So it takes place after Pharaoh Kings.
No, before. 11 during the day.
Yeah. So before, because it'll be 5 when that game goes. Yeah. Plenty of time between the two. Honestly, I might move it to noon, because then it means I can sleep
Yeah.
in. It's funny, right after work on Saturday, I play a game of D&D, so I don't go to bed right away. It's gonna be starting soon. Law War put me in a campaign. I'm excited. And that might be on his stream, so you guys might hear me on stream of his stream. So I might link it every time. But I don't know if anyone's gonna be fucking up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
That's funny, Nikki.
Which is like 7 a.m. Soviets time in Seoul's. So like I said, I don't think anyone's gonna be awake for that. Law War is European, so I think 2 of the players are European and a couple of them are EST. I'm the only one in the West Coast. I'm just realizing something that I'm gonna explain or say after. Excuse me.
Explain after the session, or?
Oh yeah. It's just super funny to me, but at the same time, doesn't really need to be talked out loud.
There goes Kitty.
Oh. Well, learning what you can about the regions you'd be going to is perfectly fine too. So what we can do for that basically is I would just need to do a couple like rolls of information gathering, which is just persuasion. Yeah.
I mean, could we try to find out why Deverin isn't waking up?
Oh, that would be a medicine.
I am good at these. Why did I roll as Ulla? That is wrong.
That
Except I'm good at these. Same fucking number.
fuel 14.
Could always ask those are good with medicine about things, you know?
True.
Yeah, but they're both currently planning a wedding.
Yeah, Alencia and them are busy. Well, I guess we would go talk to who is like the actual like doctor of the keep.
Yori!
Who's also planning a wedding.
Oh, she would be
She's
done
busy.
by now. She's had to make chairs and the whole preparation, but she is going to be the one doing the whole
Could you
you
bring us
may
over
now kiss bride type thing.
the Could you bring us over here? We're stuck outside the confines of reality.
Door stuck. Door stuck.
Oh, thank you.
Donka.
Here I go on a journey. Ah. Fiore, we are back.
Ah, how was the journey into the forests?
Eventful. I've learned more about this armor. Druko has made a deal with Pronima and the Druid Circle to hand over a certain someone who's in the jail in order to smooth things out, as it were. Because apparently they did some things. So I came over here to you immediately after returning to see if any new information on the condition of my father has been made.
Oh. Right. I haven't had a chance to take a look at him, but You'll see her just sit there for a moment, and you'll see her eyes start to glow. And then you'll watch as she sort of blinks a few times and it goes away. What the fuck?
Disadvantage.
I didn't mean to click disadvantage.
Okay, that's better.
That's normal, there we go. Fiore finds this out and tells you this. Your father's in a deep coma because of trauma, but kind of trapped in a mindscape of their own. She doesn't know enough about dreams and sort of hex-like things like this. She's never experienced it, as her world never had that stuff. She would recommend talking to druids of dreams better than her.
I was just gonna say, looks at Andy.
Yeah, I was gonna. Andy, is there some way to perhaps connect my father's dream to myself? Okay, I'm getting a phone call. Who the hell is calling me on my flip phone? Okay, it's mine.
In game and out of game. Oh hey, mom.
God damn it. He stole my fucking joke.
Oh, I'm probably gonna have to leave here in a minute.
Okay. Well, that's okay, we're gonna be ending here soon because we're running out of things.
Yeah.
Yes, there is a way for you to, using the dream walking, to be able to do such, but bear in mind, you'd be powerless in the dream, because the reason why she recommends a druid who's able to walk into dreams and stuff, or like a proper circle of dreams druid, is because they are way better at dream walking. And are technically supposed to be the only ones who are able to dream walk, minus the party called Dream Walkers.
I mean, Biran technically can too.
Yes, you could also talk to Biran about that, but he's also kind of busy with the wedding.
Yeah.
And also, like, I may not know. It probably wouldn't be the best person to ask. He can do it, but he doesn't know jack shit about it. He's only done it successfully a few times.
Yeah.
And last time they told him not to fuck around, or else he might find out.
Look,
He got told by the familiar mafia, "Don't come back around here again."
No, he was told to be careful around the nightmare. He doesn't want to get lost.
oh,
You could just
Look,
go to the dream. I don't...
it's simple. We go into his dream. We locate the nightmare that's binding him, and we kick its fucking ass.
I can probably do that. I just need Koarl. They can create the dream water or whatever, and I can go there.
How do you plan to link yourself to your father?
Help with Andy.
Touch tails.
I'm sure there's-
Just kidding.
I am sure there is a way through Andy, or perhaps partially submerging father in the dream water as well to connect him. I don't know. If he's
So,
Andy goes, "What if you bite their tail?"
what?
what?
He draws a circle. By creating a circle, then it link.
What?
Snake eating
I-
its
I-
own tail. He's making.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I get.
I must be away. Farewell.
I have to.
Alrighty.
Also, who said anything about you going anywhere alone?
It's my father. It's family man. If you
It's stupid to go into the unknown without someone to help.
sure, but everybody else is busy for the most part. Anyway, I think somebody just regained consciousness.
Lol.
Uh,
So, Ulla, you learn the following about the locations and what you could expect in those areas when going for the other heads of Farshara. In the Scalect Dominion one, it's part of the castle, but based on knowledge of the Thieves Guild and stuff, they've gathered that it's not in plain sight. They believe it is somewhere within the hidden places within the castle that Urian built.
Would she be able to sense it since she's a draconic bloodline sorcerer?
Yes.
When they drew close? Okay, cool.
Potential, yeah. The Argus Isles one.
I have it all written down if you need me to read it out, Ikki.
Alright, I'm just grabbing the Yastagara village, which is, see full image. Sorry, I have a picture of my fucking map. Okay, you guys are gonna be the furthest away from the Bone Lands. Oh, okay. You guys won't even bother. Is a protected secret of the village. They don't know why they have it. They just know they have it. And oh, you won't have to go into the other two vales or villages. Ice fields, you would have to go to the middle of the lake next to the harbor.
Missy Sam. Sorry.
Uh,
Sorry.
It'll be at the bottom of the lake.
Good thing I know a couple people that can breathe underwater.
In the blessed or primordial blessed lands, bring a coat. You're going into the most coldest place in the entire area. A place that's
Sister.
forever winter.
Sister. She's got ice dragon blood. I think she'll be okay.
I know. I was just making a joke.
I think everyone else might need a jacket. I think her, on
For
the other
sure.
hand, should just need to cover up a bit more, but she probably won't feel it.
So, where that mountain is, there's supposed to be a patron there.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. And he has his own head. That's it. Those are the 4 areas.
Okay. Oh, that's gonna be her main mission. And
The patron at the
soul?
top of the highest mountain in the primordial blesslands is something called the Frozen One, and it's been
Yeah.
creating the infinite blizzard.
Okay. I'll eat that blizzard.
Yeah.
Okay, well, she got all the knowledge she wanted, and she's gonna probably spend the rest of her downtime helping with the wedding and trying to learn some languages. Well, actually, I want her to learn all the language books she has before we move on to the next thing. So that's probably what she'll do first.
I was gonna ask, do you want to help us kick a dream's ass?
She actually probably would. If you were to ask Ulla, she'd be like, you know what? Sure, why not? She doesn't mind fighting.
So that's a potential 3 people to go kick a dream's ass.
I find it really funny that you guys are gonna go right back into the wildland forests just to ask Shwoomy, hey, can you take us to the dream?
I have to make a guy.
They're the only other person that you can ask to do that.
Well, we got
have
the dream
water.
Hell, you could tell me where my brother is, and maybe he could help.
That is true. Technically, Druko knows they dreamwalk. He watched them go through and learnt about it when he was there.
Oh, hey, Anak will be in the dream world. She'll get her other doggo back for a visit.
But speaking of which, I've been putting it off all day. I need to go to the store to get groceries, and my family is pestering me, so I have to go now. I was planning to do it after session anyway, but
we can end now. We got everything we needed from this session.
Yeah.
Oh, don't leave quite yet. So I want to ask you something.
What?
I just want to put a reminder out there. Eula's not necessarily loyal to Rakan. If you promise to give her back her vengeance faster than Rakan, she might actually align with you and help you. As long as you give she wants vengeance and power, and we all know she wants power. And
Yeah, I know that.
You might actually be able to convince her to be on your side, because the reason why she started working with Rakan, because he promised that she could deliver her vengeance to the guy that ruined her life.
Yeah, I know that. You were on the list of people convincing. I thought you were the easiest. Not gonna lie, no offense. It's the rest of the party that I'm having a difficulty trying to figure out how to get them, because I've been testing the party. Like, if you actually go back and watch previous sessions, you'll actually see points where I've done things.
Oh shit!
And
that
tested
makes
the
sense
party.
now. Oh shit! That makes sense now. No wonder you kept doing it. I'm like, why still keep doing it? But now I understand.
Like, just to get out in the open since sessions on it, I've been doing this since I think I hard decided doing this back before the campaign switched over to being Civil War. So just before the fight with the aquatic dragon that we fought in the lake.
So
that's not far back.
About after you regained your sanity.
It was before. I think it was just before you joined. Basically, is when I started the whole scheme.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well.
Yeah, Itshi used to be mad and under a god's manipulation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you everyone for joining us for today's session of the Scalect Civil War, and I will see you all next time. Ta-ta!
Alright.
Thank you so much for the follows, subs, resubs, gifted subs, all the support you give me, my players. I really appreciate it all, and I'll have yourselves a good afternoon, morning, night, wherever you are in the world. Bye!
Bye.